Well, hi folks, first video for quite a while because I've had other things going on, as I said before. Just have a look round, show you what's going on. Polytunnel first off. Not got a lot going on in here now, just the tomatoes really. And a cucumber. Cucumber's doing okay, it might be a little bit bright for you. I've got it training up along here. And then what I'm doing, whenever I find one of these laterals here, I pinch them out because you want to try and keep it like a tomato on just one stem rather than it bushing out. I think we've got the first little cucumbers coming down there, so that's not too bad. But like I said, all the potatoes have finished. The tops have died off. There's still potatoes in the pots, but all the tops have died. Tomatoes, had mixed fortunes with the tomatoes. As you can see, I've got some tomatoes coming. These are the cherry tomatoes. But what it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, or just into July, the temperature dropped to about, I'm not kidding you, about 3 degrees at night, probably almost a frost, and it just turned loads of the leaves just really purple colour. Look, they looked absolutely atrocious. So I thought, you know, it's all going to die. So anyway, didn't look too healthy, so I cut the leaves off. I've given them some Epsom salts because they looked a bit malnourished as well. But anyway, since then they've all come on. But yeah, it was so cold. I mean, it's been the coldest spring summer I think anyone can remember. So yeah, it's not been great, but like I said, they're perking up now, and we've got plenty of flowers on, and they're all cherry tomatoes. And I've got one beefsteak tomato down here. But other than that, not a lot going on in the polytunnel now, apart from a few tomatoes. So we'll nip up to the plot to show you what's been going up there. And there's been a few well, should we say, things been going on up there. Right then folks, onwards up to the plot. As you can see, it's getting a bit overgrown. I made some trees, some tunnels through the trees. So, not your normal walk to an allotment, but this is mine. Oh, everything's grown really well this year because it's been that wet. Certainly not been lacking moisture. So yeah, like I said, it's quite difficult to get a lot of stuff down to my plot if I have to. That wheelbarrow, it's all going to come down here. So there we go. One thing that has been absolutely amazing, I just opened this gate this year for the roses. I only planted that as a tiny little plant about 2 years ago. Not done anything to it, just tied it up. Not pruned it because I didn't know what on earth to do with it. I'll just have a look at that. Oh, let's have a look. Let's have a look at something successful for a first off. Yeah, like I said, it's absolutely wonderful this year. Don't do anything with it, just left it. It's a climbing rose, not very fragrant, but I've put some flowers out. Right then, let's be having a look, see what we've got. These are the potatoes in the pot, in the molehill soil and sand. That's first early over there that's starting to shrivel up, so they should be ready shortly. When it's hot weather like this, I'll give these, I've got like a 10 litre watering can, so I'll give a watering can between every 3 pots, so you know, like 3 litres a day in hot weather. And then if it's been raining like it has been, then I won't bother for a while. You just play it by ear really. It seems to be the way to do it. So this is the lettuces outside. Some of these red ones are getting a bit big now, but they have been fantastic this year. Very slow to start off, but still got plenty, considering they were eaten to death by the slugs earlier on. Quite pleased. Spring onions. I've got these are the first lot. These are those red ones, if you can see. They're really good, those. Don't taste much different, but they are cracking. That's the second lot in. They'll be ready in a week or two. And then this is the third batch in, the little seedlings. So the reason I've covered these up, these lettuce seedlings here, is because I planted another 40 in my main bed, and I came back the next day and there wasn't one left. And I thought, what on earth's eating those? It can't be slugs because it's quite dry. So it wasn't slugs, it was a flock of pheasants. I'd managed to eat them because I kept, there you go, oh no, that's a blackbird. So, no, sorry, yeah, it was a flock of pheasants. I saw them last night. So, yeah, not a lot you can do about them. Right, onto the garlic. Now, I'm not sure this year, because a lot of people have said that they didn't get any cold weather in the winter for the bulbs to split. Oh no, that doesn't look too bad. Because I plant mine later than most. Not very big yet, but it does has it appeared to split, and doesn't seem very clove. It just looks like a big giant clove. Because if you don't get enough cold during the winter for them to split, then they just end up like one swollen bulb. So we'll have to see. Anyway, they're still growing strongly, so there's plenty of time for them to bulb up and hopefully turn into a decent bulb with cloves. So the onions, quite a few of the red ones went to seed, but thankfully that's stopped now. And some of them, to be honest, they're ready to take now. Might as well start pulling some of these up and eating them, because it's definitely big enough. And if I just show you the difference between the fertilised, like I said, this year I've done half of it fertilised and half of it unfertilised. You could probably, that's the unfertilised side. It's not markedly different with the onions, but it's very different with the shallots, as you can see over there. Some of those are quite small, but like I said, I'm not bothered, because my shallots always end up too big anyway. And they're growing well again this year. I've done some Zebrone for the first time in years, and some Ilista. As you can see, they're starting to bulb up, so probably another month or so and they'll be all ready to be harvested, so that's pretty good. Carrots, after an iffy start, again eaten by slugs, starting to perk up. There's a few blank spaces like there where they were eaten twice, so just have to wear it really. You'll have to forgive the weeds, because like I said, I've not been up here for, I've probably been up about 2 hours in the last month, just basically to water if I need to and pick anything. I picked some peas the other day. Peas are ready. Hurst green shaft, they could probably do with picking again. Maybe just give them another day just to fatten up a little bit, because they're just about, yeah, they're just about ready, but another day they won't take any harm. But yeah, they've been good so far this year. So far. Yeah, and this is where I planted all my lettuces here. All this was completely full of lettuce. Came back the next day, all gone. Don't eat the weeds, do they? Just eat your little, your nice little lettuces. One thing I never grow, I haven't grown for years, is fruit. And I bought this little pathetic little raspberry cane, just one cane in a pot from, can't remember where it's from, some supermarket somewhere, but I've had a few little bits off it, so can't complain. So into the polytunnel, and these lettuces, believe it or not, were planted a month after the ones outside, and because of the warmth from the polytunnel, it just absolutely flew on and overtook everything. So I'll definitely be growing some more next year. I'll grow the first lot in the polytunnel so they really get going, and then it should be good. French beans coming on, climbing up now. I think we've got the, yeah, we've got the start now. There you go, look at that. First beans, oh dear, I need to start picking those already. So that'll be an endless crop for the next 6 weeks. And like I said, I just train them up and up these strings up to the ceiling, and you just get a continuous crop for ages and ages. Courgette this year, I've tried a yellow one. Yeah, we've got a few fruit on. Like I said, I've just not been up to harvest anything. So that's good anyway. Got a few courgettes on. So into my other bit, where I've got a few shrubs and things. Again, you'll have to forgive the weeds. It'll only take me 10 minutes to weed this, but like I said, I've just ignored everything for the last month. So the leeks have taken well. Looking pretty good now. So yeah, just need to do a bit of weeding. It's only shallow rooted stuff like this roseberry willow herb. It comes up in no time, so there's no big deal with that. Second lot of peas, just a shorter row, just starting to pod up now. And then if you remember my red cabbages that were absolutely annihilated, I put some slug traps down with beer in, and they're full of slugs. So anyway, they appear to have fought them off, and they're starting to grow a bit now. So there's a couple have been eaten off at the bottom, which are finished, but I've got about 8 growing. They're looking a bit tatty because they're still full of slugs and things, but could have been worse. So that's about it, folks. That's how things stand mid to late July. First decent day we've had for ages, hottest day of the year, so everything's doing okay. A few disappointments. Potatoes have been fantastic this year so far. Lettuces have been good, spring onions, other things not because of the slugs. But apart from that, that's about it. See you later.